"I'm not a nut," wrote Deborah Thompson in a YouTube post with a video. "I just wanted to know if anyone has had any experiences in the last few days. It really is quite amazing when you see one that seems to splat out of another dimension and change into a round shape." A South Carolina woman says she filmed a possible UFO off South Carolina's Kiowa Island on Christmas Eve, and other witnesses are stepping forward on social media to report they saw the same beautiful red sphere. "I'm not a nut," wrote Deborah Thompson in a YouTube post with a video. "I just wanted to know if anyone has had any experiences in the last few days. It really is quite amazing when you see one that seems to splat out of another dimension and change into a round shape." Kiowa Island is just off the South Carolina coast, about 25 miles south of Charleston. Thompson says in the video that she spotted the object about 9:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve as she stood on the deck of her home. One 5-minute video shows an extraordinarily bright and beautiful red ball as it bounces, stops, fades and then grows brighter. "What the hell is that? It looks like fire in the sky," Thompson says in the video. "That's so weird. It just seems like it's observing. I don't think it's some kid's toy and I know it's not an airplane." TV station WCBD posted Thompson's video on December 27 and reported 4 days later that the station had received several emails from people who believe they may have also seen the mysterious object in eastern South Carolina. Even more people posted sightings on Facebook, including some who say they saw it in Ladson, North Myrtle Beach, Somerville, and Edisto Beach, where someone told WCBD a room inside their home lit up brighter than the full moon at about 6 a.m. Thompson says she has also heard directly from witnesses, including one who saw something strange in the sky last night while driving on the highway. Some social media commenters have offered more down-to-earth ideas, guessing it was a drone, a Chinese lantern or a weather balloon. Thompson has disputed those theories on YouTube and Facebook, saying the object was flying, not floating. "It was dead still that night and crystal clear," Thompson wrote Sunday. "There wasn't a sound outside except for some owls. Not even a breeze. This was very high in the sky and it intelligently moved." The website UFOhunters.com says UFOs have been reported at least twice before off Kiowa Island since 2009, including a 2012 instance in which the object was described as a very red round light. The Charleston Post and Courier reported on December 31 that the sphere is a phenomenon that turns up in the sky here every so often, including multiple reports in 2015.
Wow.
Submitter 96,894 uploaded a UFO video sighting to MUFON.
Oh my God.
According to the report, his wife Anita recorded 2 videos on the evening of December 9, 2018. The mysterious colored object was reportedly seen above Waterford, Ireland. The video shows a glowing object in a strange shape. It is a purple-colored donut object with several breaks in the circular shape. On top of the UFO are around 18 brightly lit white lights. It appears that the strange flying donut fades in and out of focus several times, but clearly seen frequently in the video. Most viewers of the video are left clueless of the identity of the bizarre object. Others are suggesting the UFO could be anything from an inflated object to a remote drone of some kind, or something more ominous.
Guys, in this video we're going to take a look at a strange light that was observed high in the sky above South Utah on Christmas Eve. A gentleman by the name of Corey sent in this video, and I'm going to let him do the narrating as he was looking at this object at 12:15 a.m.
Okay. It is December 24th, about quarter after midnight. It's the brightest light I've ever seen in my life sitting in the sky. I came straight down from up in the sky, and it's just sitting there. It's so bright. It looked like there was another one over there somewhere, but I can't see it anymore. It's a lot of noise in the neighborhood, a lot of dogs barking.
You can tell he's very taken back by this object, whatever it
really
is.
Quickly from the east and stopped. It's almost right above the house. It seems like it's probably more over hurricane than anything, but it moved in and now it's sitting there. Oh my God. I don't know what it is. Oh my God, honey, I wish you were awake. I've never seen anything like this.
So now what I've done is taken some still shots from that video, that's the original video, and go in really close, adjust the contrast, colors, use some different filters, and I was surprised at what came forward. It almost looks like a round mini sun. It does look like a round bright light with some sort of a halo around it. I don't know. It's difficult to get a good look at this thing because it's so bright. Just like he described, this is a different format, and you can see the dark is a dark circle, which was the very bright light. This is yet another format. When I mentioned sun, this is what I was talking about. It kind of gave it a sun-like look. And you can almost see something in the background behind the very bright, almost oval circular light. Here's another look here in a different format yet. And very clearly a roundish object is at the center of this very bright light. Maybe the light itself, I don't know. I've never seen anything quite like this. This was observed over southern Utah. Here's the original that he sent in. That's what he saw in the sky. And you can see when he moved his camera over to the left, it was pitch black skies. And then when he came back underneath this, it was so bright, almost a bright blue with a white center. Very unique observation coming out of South Utah on Christmas Eve, around 12:15 in the morning. Here what I've done is taken the filtered images and put them next to the original image in the video that he took, and that's what I came up with. That's the best I could do, but a very unique observation out of southern Utah by our friend Corey.
There's a lot of noise in the neighborhood, a lot of dogs barking. I have no idea what it is. It moved really quickly from the east and stopped. It's almost right above the house. It seems like it's probably more over hurricane than anything, but it moved in and now it's sitting there. Oh my God.
Oh, it's going away.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but it's going away. Could be that thing where they like targeted weather or something.
Harp?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
No.
Google it, see if it's like a thing.
Looks like a lightsaber in the sky.
Oh! You guys didn't see that big like black thing just fly across? Okay.
No.
Oh, freezing.
Send this to Brandon.
So this past summer, me and my fiance witnessed a green orb UFO flying over the highway as we left a wedding in Hamilton around 10:30. So I think it was around 11 p.m. We were driving by Mapleview Mall in Burlington, Ontario, and we came out from under this overpass, and just as we did that, we saw this green orb UFO about maybe 15 to 20 feet in diameter, and it was about, I'd say, 75 feet up above the highway, and it kind of speeds past us. So it came from behind, and we see it out the front of our car. It speeds past us, and then at some point just disappears. And it didn't disappear into the distance, it actually just vanished, like kind of cloaked itself or something. And then I got home that night and checked my email. I'd been at this wedding all day. I was in the wedding party, and there was only one UFO researcher I've been kind of talking to back and forth on email, trying to schedule an interview. His name's Paul. And so Paul had sent me a video at noon that day. This was July 14th, 2018, that we saw this green orb. So he sends me a link to a YouTube video of his, and it says neon green UFO seen over Lake Ontario. So he shot this on July 10th in Prince Edward County, and then we saw it 4 days later in Burlington, Ontario. It's about a 2.5 hour drive between those two places. So actually, when I told my dad this story about the UFO we saw in Burlington, he told me about one that him and his brothers and sisters saw. He grew up in Burlington. They saw this daytime UFO hovering above the trees, but I got him to tell the story on camera, so I thought I'd just include that in this video as well, since we're talking about Burlington UFOs, Lake Ontario UFOs. Yeah, so here it is. We'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching.
So probably one of the more vivid contacts I remember seeing, there was one of my family members, maybe two. I was young, I was about 11 or 12, and I could remember, it's funny because something that happened so long ago, it's hard to get a lot of the detail, but there's things that stick out in my mind. So the things that stick out in my mind was, I was standing in front of my house. I was almost at the road. We were about 50 feet back from the road, our house. And I could see my house, and I could see the woods in behind us. And I could see over the tree top was a glowing, something glowing. At first, I thought it was a headlight on a plane that was fairly close, but it didn't seem to be moving. And so we're looking at it, and it's not moving. We're thinking it's going to get closer, and we didn't hear any sound. And then all of a sudden, it just, and we looked at each other and we were like, you're 11-year-old kids. You go, that was weird. It was almost like someone had a flashlight shining it on a spot and then went like that. It moved. So we think, well, that couldn't have been a plane. Because our first thought was, it's a plane. There's like a headlight or something coming at us. But it didn't get any closer. It didn't get any bigger, it didn't get any smaller, but it seemed to just hover over the trees. And then it was gone. And we just looked at each other and went, and, but back then, 11 and 12-year-old kids, hey, we seen something in the sky. Yeah, go eat. Right? But that's probably one of the more vivid ones that stand out on me that I can't explain it. It wasn't a plane. It wasn't a flashlight. It wasn't some weather balloon. It wasn't, all the usual explanations that, it gets explained off it. It was just unidentified.